and pursue this Freedom of Information Amendment. Okay. Thirdly, there are some of the issues I've stated in there. After coming into power at the state level, I realized that there are some problems which are very hard to handle, very difficult for us to handle because of certain laws. For example, the Joint Management Body Act, JMB. Some of you stay in condominiums, apartments will understand. This act basically allows house owners, condominium owners, low-cost flats owners to manage their property together with the developer before the issuance of strata title. Now, many of these places, especially the low-cost ones and the medium-cost ones, many people don't pay service charge, maintenance charges. As a result, the account doesn't have money. Okay, so basic services are not done. People are unhappy. They have AGM after AGM after AGM to elect new committee members. New committee members continue to fill them because you cannot serve when you have zero money in that account. Okay, and that is something that the federal government now should be looking into. They have not. So we have so much problem. For example, here, Lagoon Padang, Sunway. After we came in, they don't have money to even repair flats. The lifts. Okay, so pregnant women, senior citizens have to climb up 17 flights of stairs all the time because they don't have money to repair the lift, and that's a private property. So state government, I am proposing, if re-elected, that some of these low-cost areas should be given back to the council to manage, because they simply don't have the money to do basic services. And lastly, the Shabas issue, water issue. State government wants to take back from Shabas. Shabas has failed to manage their finances properly. They owe people money, but at the same time they pay their CEO 400,000 a month in salary. So the state government is fighting this. They do not want a company like this to manage and then increase water charges for you in Selangor. So under the Selangor government, many of you do not have to pay your water bills in the last 5 years. And when we first did that, I remember Barisan Nasional stood in the State Assembly and they said, you cannot do this because this will bankrupt the state government. Today, in their manifesto campaigning for the 13th general election, they are proposing to give free water to you, something which you already enjoy now anyway, so there's no reason to give them your votes. So I know in the last 5 years, my services to you have not been perfect, first timer, but I've worked hard, I've tried my best to resolve a lot of the issues for the people of Subang Jaya. I was very young then, I'm still young now. I still believe I have the energy to serve you, despite having 2 kids now. I have a good team, and if re-elected, I will continue to operate my office from here in SS14 and possibly employ better staff to help me serve you. One of my key staff in the last 5 years, Rajiv Vishakaran, was a councillor here. His services were very commendable, and he's been promoted by the party. Today he's standing for election as a state assemblyman in Bukit Gasing. So he's running his campaign right now. And he is a local resident from SS14, Subang Jaya. Okay, so thank you so much. I will now pass the time to Wong Chen. Wong Chen will introduce himself, then he will take questions first, and then we will allow Wong Chen to rest while I take questions from you, and then we'll resume with Wong Chen. Okay? Please ask him any difficult questions. I've not seen him speechless before. I'm sure he can answer any questions you can think of. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Hannah Yeoh. Her services may not be perfect, but it's very, very near perfect, right? I'm really happy to be here today. I don't really want to go into talking about my life. You can actually watch it on my website now. There was a couple of interviews done about a week ago by Malaysia Chronicle and also Malaysia Kini. So you can get a snapshot of my bio data or biography from there. I just want to get straight to it. I think you guys have a lot of questions because you are smart, you're intelligent, You know, you have a lot of opinion, I'm sure. And you know, the crowd of Subanjaya crowd is tough lah. That's what they tell me. So let's get on with it. First question of the day, please. Anybody?
You can put up your hands and then the volunteers.
Yeah, the volunteers will bring the mic to you.
Yeah. Didn't you ask questions in USJ4, young man? I recognize you. Yes, he already asked questions in USJ4. The first boy to ask questions.
Very good question. I'm sure. Very tough. And the first one to start off. Okay, let's deal with this. Pematang Pauh. Anwar losing Pematang Pauh is like the sun rising from the west, I would imagine. Okay, let's go on a hypothetical basis and say that Anwar does lose in Pematang Pauh. What will happen? The three parties will have to sit down and work out who is going to be the next Prime Minister. Yeah? And we will have to look at the most qualified person. In all likelihood, it should come out from also PKR because of the way it is. Yeah? Primarily because PKR is expected to win most of the seats in the contest. We're contesting about 100 plus seats. PAS about 80 plus, 80, and then DAP is about 60, I think. So in whatever the equation is PKR taking the big lead. But at the same time, I feel that the coalition is maturing a lot, and it's matured to a stage where it may come a day when DAP produces a Prime Minister. It may come a day when PAS produces a Prime Minister. Now all three parties are going through internal shifts. Yeah? Nature of politics is such that there's no such thing as a united party, that there's no divisions inside a party. Yeah? What you see is because the media is controlled by Barisan Nasional, therefore you only see the negative reporting of us fighting, the infighting that comes out. Now in Barisan Nasional it's much worse, as you know, because every parliamentary seat brings in millions and millions of money to the incumbent, in terms of contracts, yeah, in terms of power, because it's the nature of their political structure. Their political structure is based on political patronage. The whole system is greased on the fact that the leaders must have money to distribute to all the machai. Yeah? So basically, in their power struggle, it is about life and death, millions at stake. In our power struggle within the party and also intra-party between DAP, PKR and PAS, it's really about who is the best candidate. Yeah? Who can best serve. Sometimes it's about whether the machinery is strong in that particular locality. So in this case, like Hannah Yeoh, no one from PKR is going to challenge her. She's got the best machinery here. Yeah, so decisions are made like that. So let me just wrap up on the Pematang Pauh thing. I think we're mature enough to work out quickly. Yeah? I mean, there are a couple of candidates from PKR. It could be Azmin Ali. Some people don't like him. Some people do. It could be Saifuddin, the Sec-Gen, who seems like the guy in the middle of all this. It could be someone very young. You never know, right? It could be Rafizi Ramli, maybe. I don't know. It really depends on how we get to that stage. But also PAS may put forward a face. It could be Hadi Awang. It could be someone else. So we don't know. I mean, generally the belief is whoever has the biggest party, biggest number of seats, should become the Prime Minister. But in this particular fact that DAP is part of the coalition, and DAP is leaning very heavily towards the PKR Prime Minister. So I hope that will assure you, will give you some assurance. Now, your second question is, sorry, can you just repeat your second question? Short-term memory.
Actually, the second question is,
We'll sort of insist that it should be someone from PKR, someone, less controversial, let's put it that way. Okay, second question okay, the man at the back. Another young man, where the old in the party. Yeah? In the intra-party, which means a coalition government, you cannot have a shadow cabinet. You're then assuming that you are going to be the finance minister, or you're assuming to be the home minister. DAP has its own shadow cabinet. PKR has its own shadow cabinet. You know, they call it bureaus. I'm in charge of the Investment and Trade Bureau, so I could be technically become the Minister of Interior of Investment and Trade, yeah, MITI, right? PAS has the same shadow cabinet, but in a coalition politics, you look anywhere around the world, they don't have a shadow cabinet. What they have is a shadow cabinet committee, right? I sit in the committee for the investment and trade, also the economic team. Dr. Zol comes in from PAS, and Rafizi supports me also in that area, even though Rafizi is technically the director of strategy. And on the PKR side, it's Tony Pua, Chin Tong, you know. So that's how we work, that's how we operate. Coalition politics dictates that you shouldn't have a shadow cabinet fixed. Yeah, but inside each party there is a shadow cabinet. Okay?